Dearly beloveds, we are gathered here to do this thing called life. I am going to, instead of giving a reading today, I'm going to give a transmission that came to me. And this is something that I channeled actually yesterday, but I did not get a chance to, excuse me, upload. You guys, I'm cleaning out my system with Mulin, and so please ignore the every now and then. But when you clean out your system, first, let me start with this. This journey is about detoxification, not only on a spiritual level, but also physical and emotional and mental. So, um, this journey is not for the faint of hearts. And I'm just advising you to walk this path. Don't cheat yourself out of your highest good that you can receive, but instead embrace it. When you're on the twin flame journey, many of you have already been reached out by your angels to in regards to the consumption of meat. And so, although I'm not a meat eater and I'm completely vegan slash vegetarian, I go back and forth, I'm dealing with purging out the mucus that was built up from the dairy and the meat. And so I'm cleansing my body. And as I'm cleansing my body on a physical level, I'm also doing it spiritually too. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get into this transmissions. Thank you, gods, goddesses, and emissaries of light for being here with me. Empress 1111, aka Dr. Shreya Tyen. I am very grateful and thankful. I'm going to give you this in way of transmission. I'm going to play some very high frequency megahertz for you, 432. And this is to help with receiving unexpected money. But the reason why I chose this is because it also is a transmission for prosperity. And I want you to prosper in your union. I want you to prosper in every aspect of your life. So I chose this based off of the vibrational frequency that I felt that was in alignment for the transmission that I'm going to transmit at this time and at this very moment. I saw in a vision blood spilled on the ground. And what that exactly means, some of you guys are waiting for a tower moment for your divine counterpart, your divine masculines, but I'm here to tell you that the divine is now stepping in, and it's going to be more like a crucifixion, you see. And divine feminines, stop calling your twin flame a divine masculine, because there's nothing divine about what he is doing to you, what he is doing to source, and most importantly, what he's doing to himself. Divine is about being God ordained and anointed and walking in that anointing. If a person is not walking in that anointing, should they get the accolade of being called divine? Divine masculines, it's about being divine. And how is he treating you? Is there anything divine about toxicity and narcissistic behaviors? These masculines were given an opportunity to correct their timeline and their bloodlines, and they chose to stay stuck to the material and the physical plane of existence. They'd rather have their carnal needs met than their spiritual needs met. The sex, the drugs, and the alcohol has a tight grip. It's the tightest grip that they cannot seem to shake. And that grip is heavily on their souls. They are no longer the ones that are driving the bus. See, the lower entities have attached themselves to your masculine and have been driving the bus ever since. For some of them, they are no longer walking in the spiritual walk or talking the spiritual talk. They choose not to be in the spirit of truth anymore, so they choose lies and deceptions as their pathway. And in fact, some of these masculines have become walking contradictions because they preach virtue, but they practice vice. We, as divine feminines and the collective, need to stop casting our pearls to swine. The scripture says, quit touching the unclean thing, and then I will take you in. Your masculines, they are at this moment defiled, unclean, unholy, unfit to even be called a divine masculine. Only when we stop muddying our oar with the attachment of the masculine and decide to let go and to be in this moment of sweet surrender, only then we can step into our empress power and start living our life purpose. There are a lot of twin flames that are coming into union, and all of that is fine and dandy because it was meant for some of you. And you are right where you need to be in your timelines and being together in union in this time and era in all directions and time and space. So together you can carry out the divine plan and helping raise the consciousness on this new earth. But then there are some of you who are in union with your twin and your other counterpart that have not done their divine work. You are the only one, divine feminine, that has done the work. And baby, let me tell you, you are in for a hell of a ride. And I mean this in the most loving way, because some of you divine feminines have taken the narcissistic twin back. There are still traits and behaviors of abuse and mistreatment that has not had a chance to rebirth a whole nother cycle of righteousness and uprightness. So he stays stuck in that cycle that source energy was trying to die out in the separation process. Source was trying to clear that out of your twin. You're going to heavily regret getting back in union because your other twin used the cheat code to get back in. It was not divine order. It was ego-based, control. And I'm sure for some of you, this does not strike as a surprise. That part, that very integral part, has been deeply embedded in them like gangrene and is spreading like wildfire. And then for myself, knowing the dynamics of the twin flame union, there are some of you who are meant to come into spiritual union with the divine masculine within, not your counterpart that is still stuck on the 3D plane. You see, your masculine was used as a catalyst to break open your heart so that you can fulfill your divine role and purpose at this very moment in time. All of this had to happen in order for you to be right where source energy needs you to be in this very now moment. I know some of you divine feminine's hearts is just aching with pain right now, myself included. But please trust that this is divine love at its finest, divine order. No matter how much your heart aches, there is a reward that is to be had for all of this. The Creator will certainly give you beauty for ashes. You are deserving, you are worthy of true love in every sense of the word. These other counterparts, karmic partners, or should I say counterpieces, however you want to coin it, they're not even a fraction of a piece of the hair that's on your head. They have come from the seed of the serpent. They do not have royalty in their DNA like you do. So don't even lower your standards in who you are by making any comparisons, because they are nothing compared to you, my dear. As I often would call them, dust bunnies or dust heifers. I say this because when you look at the auric field, there are dust bunnies and there are parasites and attachments that cling on. And this is how I look at these karmic relationships when it comes to the masculine. Because they are not a part of the dynasty that you and your twin were meant to build together on this earth, in other dimensions, in all directions, and time and space. It is time for you to pull back the reins, cut them off energetically. No more speaking to his higher self. His higher self knows exactly how to care for him and what to keep him and how to direct him on his path to ascension. Whether he listens or not, it's not your problem. It's his. Stop empathing your sacred unions. You cannot come into union for him. He has to do the work himself. Whether he refuses to do the work or not, it's none of your business. Go forward with your life like a gazelle. You are a super manifester. Manifest a higher level soulmate that is ready to love you, adore you, and be honest and compassionate towards you. Or manifest the deepest desires within your heart and trust that in divine timing and with divine precision, source energy is going to deliver that to you like a baby waiting to be birthed from the womb of darkness into the light. There are still things that your masculine utterly refuses to do. The Creator does not force. He doesn't coerce us, but divinely, lovingly guide us. And you would have to do the same for your twin. And you do this by being lovingly guided and directed from the beloved, which is the Creator. That is your beloved. That is who you fall in love with day and night. That is who you wake up to. That is who you rise up to in the morning. That is who you fall and descend down to at night. In this twin flame union, divine masculines and divine feminines, we alike have been accustomed to vibrational codependency, and we do not feel our whole, complete selves because we feel that pull when we are not in the flesh together. And that is quite fine. You see, because there is something that is bigger than you, that is inside of you and outside of you, that is lovingly pulling you and guiding you in the direction in which you are to walk. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not easy. How can you feel your whole self when your heart is aching and breaking at the same time and you have this deep down longing and yearning to be with your other half? But I will tell you this one thing. Start looking at this for what it truly is, so you can decipher for yourself what it is not. Love is about liberation and dedication, not mitigation and confusion and separation. They are not connected with you because they are not connected with themselves. Stop taking this personal, like as if your twin is doing something to you personally. They are not. Do they even know what they do at all? To those who know much, much is required, and it is your responsibility as a sovereign being to claim your divinity in your sovereignty because you are already activated and DNA coded. Your masculine is choosing not to be. So therefore, being who you are, not only as a person, as a light bearer of this world, don't forget who you really are in the process. Don't lose sight of who you are. Don't lose yourself in all of this because you don't have to. We all have choices that need to be made and decisions that need to be executed upon. We're not going to allow for this to set us back spiritually or knock us off our course. Feminines, there are so many soulmates that are praying for you. Don't block yourself to love. When I went into prayer 2 nights ago, I began to ask Source for a higher level soulmate and that I would be able to call it in because I've done my work. I've not been intimate in a whole year. I've been celibate since the separation of me and my twin. And I've been doing some really deep introspections. So I know in my vibration, I'm ready. So Source corrected me and told me, instead of asking for a higher level soulmate and praying for someone to come in, why don't you ask me for the one that's praying for you to come in? That really shook me. Because the one that has been praying for you is ready to enter your life. So one thing I want to say, one thing I want to relay, when you are in alignment with the divine, one with the divine, the soulmate that is praying for you is going to enter. That is beautiful for those that are tired of this push and pull and the back and forth and the running and the chasing and just need a divine break. That is your option. That is your outlet. That is your free choice, in case you don't know it. Don't ever wait for love, because love waits for no one. Time stands still for no one. The clock is still ticking because we are in the finite, we're in the flesh. Do not let your whole life pass you by because you're chasing after someone who's not even ready to even chase after their own selves, let alone you. Open up to the love that can be, and be in that being of love yourself. There's someone out there praying specifically for you, and that is a divine match for you, and is ready to take your masculine's place, who will never berate you, harm you, or hurt you, at least not deliberately. It is not until then that this will not make any sense. Let go of the old paradigm and the old templates of being married to this person, to this masculine. This masculine is the only one, he's the one. Remember that the one can always be replaced with another one. No, they may not have that electrifying, magnetic, deep, energetic, heart-throbbing, passionate love like you and your twin once shared. Are you sharing that now? It saddens my heart that we get so involved with these spiritually half-awakened individuals who capitalize on the wounded and start inflicting pain and start wounding those that they are supposed to love in this divine union. The twin flame union is so beautiful. It's not supposed to be. It's about unconditional love. You are so worthy. You are so deserving of a partnership that is nourishing and nurturing and healthy and forever growing and expanding. And the love that is here for you, that's ready to do leaps and bounds and jump hoops if it has to for you. Pull back the reins. Pour that love that you're given to your twin back into your own soul. Put it back into yourselves. Your twin is not worthy of any more love, contrary to what is being told out there. You see, when it comes to divine guidance, you have to listen. Yes, God's love is unconditional, but there are certain conditions that need to be met in order for you to reach out and receive that love. The same with your twin flame unions. There are certain conditions that have to be met. We are not doormats in this. This is real. And it's so real that there is a little body member that continues to get inflicted with pain and suffering, all because of our ego does not want to let go. It's only the ego that wants to hold on. There's no way around that. There's no other way to say it or process it. It is only the ego that will keep you stuck. Attachment is where the pain is coming from. I can reassure you of that. These old paradigms, they don't serve us anymore. We have to do the healing. In order to raise their consciousness, we have to raise our consciousness. I'm here to tell you that you are no longer required to be a willing participant in a non-fulfilling, draining, and drama-full relationship. For there is a new dawn and a new day. And Spirit is telling you to call back all of your power by taking your power back and stop scattering your forces by giving it to your twin who don't want your cup. They don't want your love cup anyway. He has refused your cup not once, not twice. How many times can you even count? Can you count them all? Can you recount the numbers? If you could, we all know that it will be a ridiculous amount to even bring into contemplation. So why do it? Let alone speak on it. Spirit is asking you to remember who you are. You are divine royalty. You are from the priesthood. Melchizedek, tomato, however you want to say it. Doesn't matter. But you are from that royal priesthood, my dear. It's not meant for everyone to be in physical union at this time. Notice I said at this time. And that's okay. Because in the process, that gives us time to heal. It gives us time to discover our hidden talents and to bring forth our potential so that we can bless humanity. We are entering into a portal of spiritual inoculation. We are building an immunity up to what no longer serves our higher and our lower selves. There is someone out there that is waiting to hand you love on a silver platter, to receive love, to give love, and ready to protect love. Out of the palm of your hands, they will eat the fruits of your love. They will bear it. But in the meantime, in between time, while you're in the stillness and you're in the waiting process, remember that you are love. There is no love outside of you. It's all you. It's embodied and is housed inside of you. Unconditional love is not in the giving and the receiving, but in the being of it. It does not seek outside validation. It doesn't need permission to love or to be able to love on someone that they feel is deserving or not. If you have to question yourself before you extend your love cup to your mate, then this is a number one sign that you're not in alignment and they aren't neither. You see, true love asks for nothing, but it is in the beauty of the demonstration of it to all participants that they can partake, and it is reciprocity, and that is divine love, and that is the sacred union. I'm here to tell you that you don't have to be with your twin in order to be in a sacred union. You can be in a sacred union right now, in this now moment, in all directions in time and space, with your beloved, which is the Creator. And just know, this is going to come into play. This is going to come into fruition for you. Don't rush the process. Everything is in divine order. Everything is happening exactly the way it's supposed to happen. When it's supposed to happen, on a timeline it's supposed to happen. So I'm going to go ahead and leave you with this message. I now wrap you in my love and I cloak you with the light of Christ consciousness. I hope you receive this message well. Like, subscribe, comment, and so it is.